Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to thank all of you who requested a summer top design. I'm trying to do my best between my work and school and post at least one garment a month. I hope you will enjoy this one. Give it a thumbs up and give me a follow. For this project I used, let me start with the crochet hook, 4 millimeters. For the yarn I bought 6, 2, 2 and 2. I used up the whole white, a whole beige, and a little bit of the olive. I still have one new olive left. So this is the yarn, Yarn Bee, Yarntopia in white, hummus, and this is sage. These are the specifications of the yarn. It's 100% acrylic. You can use cotton as well. You can use any blends. Really, it does not matter what type of fiber you use. So each one of them is 113 grams and 285 meters. So if you're doing ounces, 4 ounces each. Number 2 fine, it does require a 4.5, but because I crochet loosely, like I said, I used a 4. The multiple for this stitch is 4, so I chained 16. You will chain multiples of 4 to make this chain long enough to have the width of your either front or back panel. So measure the circumference of your chest, divide that by 2, and I would add another 2 inches. Let's say the circumference is 100 centimeters. You divide it by 2 is 50 centimeters. I would add maybe another 3 or 4 centimeters to it, so your garment is not super tight unless you want it to. So let's say I would add 2 centimeters for each side, so the total of 4. So you want this multiples of 4 to be 54 centimeters long, or whatever circumference of your bust divided by 2 plus, let's say, add 2 inches, since 1 inch is approximately 2 centimeters, or whatever amount you want. But you're gonna have to count 4, 4, 4, 4, 4 for the length of the half panel. It's better to go a little extra than less. Anyway, 16. Once you've done the multiples of 4, you'll add 3 chains at the very end. These 3 chains will be your double crochet. Okay, so multiples of 4 plus 3 at the end. Yarn over, count back 4 chains, and insert the hook into the 4th chain. Put a double crochet in it. Now you have 2 double crochets. So now you will put 1 double crochet in each chain until the end of the row. And here is the first row, total of 17 double crochets. Turn your work, chain 3 counts as a double crochet, and then you will put 1 double crochet into the next and 1 double crochet into each stitch across all the way to the end of the row. And this is row number 2 as well, 17 double crochets. Turn the work, chain 3 counts as a double crochet plus chain 1, so total of chain 4. Skip the next, double crochet into the next, chain 1, skip the next, double crochet into the next, again chain 1, skip 1, double crochet into the next, so on until the end. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet into the next. At the end, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet into the 3rd chain from the beginning of the previous row. There's what we have. Turn the work, chain 1, single crochet into the very first stitch, chain 1, skip 1, single crochet into the next, chain 1, skip 1, single crochet into the next, and you can see the single crochets fall into the double crochets. chain 1, skip 1, single crochet into the next, so on till the end of the row. Here at the end, chain 1, skip 1, single crochet into the next, or 1, 2, there is our third chain from the beginning. This is what we have. Turn the work, chain 3 counts as a double crochet, so skip 1, 3 double crochets into the next or into the single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, chain 1, skip 1, actually skip 3, 1, 2, 3, so you're gonna skip the chain 1, the single crochet, and the chain 1, and you will work into the next single crochet 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, into the next 3 double crochets, so on until the end of the row. And when you come to the end of the row, you will not chain 1, you will skip 1 and double crochet into the last stitch of the row. This is what we have. Turn the work, chain 4 counts as a double crochet plus chain 1, skip 1, double crochet into the next. To verify your work, this is the second double crochet of the group, so right in between. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet into the next, so that will be into the chain 1 space, and that's how we are gonna keep going. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet into the next, this one will fall into the middle of this group. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet into the next, that will be the chain 1 space. This is how you can check and make sure that you are doing it right. So into the middle of the group, into the chain 1, into the middle of the group, into the chain 1, so on. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet into the next, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet into the next. And if you are doing everything correctly, you will have skip 1 and double crochet into the last, that will be into the third chain from the beginning of that previous row. The rows we have. Turn, chain 1, single crochet into this very first loop, very first stitch, chain 1, skip 1, single crochet into the next, that will be into our double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, single crochet into the next. So make sure everything aligns and you are putting single crochets into the double crochets. At the very end, chain 1, skip 1, single crochet into the next, and to check, 1, 2 into the third chain from the beginning. There we go. Turn, chain 3 counts as a double crochet into the next, into the chain 1 space, and double crochet into the next, into the single crochet, into the chain 1 space, into the single crochet, into the chain 1 space, into the single crochet. So I will end up with the same amount of double crochets like here. So I had 17, I have to have 17. Same, whatever your base is, you're gonna have to end up with the same number. Once you get to the end, into the chain 1 space and into the single crochet, and I have 17. So I will turn and repeat, chain 3 and 1 single double crochet into each stitch. Again, 17 total for this sample. So on the shirt, this is the second line. Let me show you how I did the first line. Basically, it doesn't matter. It's repetitive. Okay, then I turn the work. Here I have the slip knot, and I join into the very first stitch with a slip knot. And I chain 3, that will count as a double crochet. 2, 3. And double crochet into the next. And so on. Now I need 2 lines of double crochets because I finished with 2 lines. I'm starting with 2 lines like the new section. So double crochets till the end, turn, double crochets till the end. I'll be back. And here are my 2 rows of double crochets. I still have 17 total. Okay, so turn the work. Now for the next design, chain 3 counts as a double crochet plus chain 1. So we will be repeating this as well, the filet crochet. So skip the next, double crochet into the next, chain 1, skip the next, double crochet into the next, same thing all the way till the end of the row. There we go. Now turn, and we'll repeat the row with the single crochets, which you already know. Chain 1, single crochet into the first, chain 1, skip 1, single crochet into the next, which is into the double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet into the single crochet into the next, chain 1, skip 1, single crochet into the next, all the way till the end. And here again, chain 1, skip 1, 1, 2, 3, single crochet into the third chain from the beginning. Turn. Chain 3 counts as a double crochet. Skip next, skip the chain 1 space, double crochet into the single crochet. Now chain 1. We will put 3 double crochets together, but we'll work them around the leg of the next double crochet. Yarn over, go underneath the double crochet, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Same thing 2 more times. Yarn over, around the leg, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, around the leg, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through all 4. Yarn over, skip the next, double crochet into the next. So your double crochets will always fall into the single crochets. Okay, so next, we're not chaining 1 or anything. Yarn over, skip next, double crochet into the next, chain 1, and we'll do the same again. 3 double crochets together around the leg. Yarn over, around the leg, pull through 2. Yarn over, go around the leg, pull through 2, and yarn over again around the leg, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through all stitches. Yarn over, skip the next, you're skipping the chain 1 space, double crochet into the next, into the single crochet. Yarn over, skip the next, double crochet into the next, chain 1, work around the leg, 3 together, 2, 3, yarn over through all, yarn over, skip the next, double crochet into the next, yarn over, skip the next, double crochet into the next. You can see how the double crochets are aligned first, then the second, and we worked these around the leg. Next, then this, next, and this. Okay, so see, now we have the double crochet. We're gonna work around the leg of this one. We need to chain 1 and put the 3 together. Yarn over, skip the next, double crochet into the next, and in our case it's into the last. And this is what we have. because everything is symmetrical, you will be able to say if you have made a mistake or not. But let's hope you will not, because it's pretty easy to follow. So now we'll turn the work. Chain 4 is double crochet plus chain 1, yarn over. You will skip 1 and double crochet into the chain 1 space here where you chained 1 before you put these 3 around the leg. Chain 1, skip this one into the double crochet into double crochet. So to make it easier, you're gonna chain 1, put a double crochet into the chain 1 space in the bobble or whatever it's called, I don't know. Then chain 1 and put a double crochet into the double crochet. This way it's easier to explain. So chain 1 space here, these are aligned. This is the first, this is the next. Now these are aligned, these ones are aligned, these ones are aligned. So I think in the pattern I wrote chain 1, double crochet into the chain 1 space right here, chain 1, double crochet into the double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into the chain 1 space, chain 1, double crochet into the double crochet. Now let me spread it a little bit so you can see. Like now you can see where the chain 1 spaces are right here, and obviously where the double crochets are, like so. Turn, chain 1, single crochet into the first, chain 1, skip 1, single crochet into the next, chain 1, skip 1, single crochet into the next. So we're single crocheting into the double crochets, chain 1, skip 1, single crochet into the next, so on until the end of the row. There's what we have. Now turn, and we'll repeat what we had right here. So chain 3 counts as a double crochet, and 1 double crochet into each chain 1 space and into each single crochet for the total of 17. So into the chain 1 space, double crochet into the single crochet, into the chain 1 space, into the single crochet, or into each chain and stitch all the way till the end across. And here they are, 17 stitches. So turn the work and add another row of double crochets, chain 3, double crochet, and into the next, and into each stitch across. Make sure count your stitches. And this is the entire sample. So this would be the right side, this would be the wrong side, because I consider the right side to be the base row of stitches that are facing with the right side towards me, but you can use however you want, whatever you want. So here's the good thing about this pattern before I go further in the design. You can actually make 2 t-shirts out of this tutorial. You can use only this stripe for your entire garment, or only this stripe for your entire garment, and follow the design outlines that I'm giving you. You can alternate them however you want, however many you want. If just use your creativity and a little bit of critical thinking, and you can actually make blankets, skirts, scarves, whatever really. So this is the sample. The next section you would start again 2 rows of double crochets. Either we'll repeat this part or repeat this part, does not matter. All right, now let's talk panels. So this is my back panel. These are the stripes, so I was alternating colors. once you are done with the length of your project, whatever length you need or you want, you will count how many you want to leave for your neck opening, head opening or neckline, whatever. For me, I counted 31 stitches from left and from right and worked in. So if you're not changing colors, then don't cut the yarn, just work whatever amount you need, turn at this part, and then you're gonna have to join from inside, go back that way and come back this way. Because green is the next one, or the olive, I added. So 2 rows, and because the pattern, you know, we end with 2 rows of double crochets and start with 2 rows of double crochets, it worked out perfectly. 2 rows is enough, more than enough for my back panel. You can do 1, 2, I think maximum 3 for the largest sizes. I think if you're doing 5XL, you might need the 4th, but I don't know. I think 2 to 3 is tops. Otherwise, it's going to be too wide in the back. So this is our back panel. Now, this is the front panel, and both our panels have to be absolutely identical besides the neckline part. So as you can see, when we start sewing them together, everything will be aligned. Now for the front panel, obviously I wanted the neckline on the front to be a little deeper. So I put my stitch markers here on the 31st stitch again. So the shoulder panels, the width have to be the same. Now here, when I placed one on top of the other, everything is perfectly aligned. Now I did not cut the yarn, so what I'm going to do is follow the design since I finished with these. Same thing here, I will join. I need to work according to the pattern single crochet, so chain 1, skip 1, single crochet. I mean, you follow the pattern how it's supposed to. Only this time we'll not carry on through the entire row, but we'll stop at the stitch marker. And I'll remove the stitch marker and put a single crochet here. Now I will turn and chain 3, counts as a double crochet, and then 1 double crochet into each chain 1 and space and single crochet. Like so. And like I said, now I'm gonna finish the row, turn, add white, then 2 green. This is how the front panel looks like. We carried on the design on the shoulder panels. All right, so now what you will do is place the panels with the wrong side up, and you will align them at the shoulders. And using the tails that you've left, it's always good idea to leave long tail. So because you have the equal amount of stitches, 31 and 31 on either side, you should not have any problems sewing them with the whip stitch. From my previous tutorials, you know I like sewing instead of adding slip stitches or single crochets because it looks flat. It doesn't add any bulkiness, but you do it however you are comfortable with. Okay, once your shoulder panels are sewn, go ahead and fold it and align everything. So what you would do right now, if you are making it for yourself, put it on and pinch in the armpits where you think is the sleeve is wide enough for just put a stitch marker somewhere in the armpit where it will give you the arm opening. For those of you who are making this for someone, I will put in the description box all the information in the approximate arm size or the arm opening, the measurements for the sizes. So refer to that table. The rest you will go ahead and sew, still with the garment turned with the wrong side toward you. You will align it, and like I said, it's always good to leave tails, so you can use whatever tails you've left, like here, these two beige ones. Same, I will use the whip stitch technique, and I will start from the bottom, work to the middle, just exactly the same what I did for the shoulder panels. This way each stripe will be sewn with its color, and I will not have, you know, any other color peeking through the garment. And same here, I would grab 2 loops from each side and work it this way. If you want to leave slits, obviously you can leave whatever slit you want and sew from whatever to whatever, again up to you. I probably will leave slits for this one, so at least I can show you how I work around the slit. So I'll start with the white line and work these 3 lines, and then I will be back and show you how we're gonna do this part. And this is the sewn part. Like I said, it's always good to use the same color of the stripe. So this is the right side, this is the wrong side. Oh yeah, it's not as much the crocheting as the details afterwards. All right, let's work this side. You never want to leave edges unfinished or unworked because it looks raw, it just does not look good. Let's grab some beige yarn and let's work. For this part, you will want the garment to be turned with the right side towards you, and you will join into the base here where we chained 3 into that chain, the first chain. Join with a slip knot, a slip stitch, and pull. All right, now we have, this is a double crochet, so you will not want to work around the legs. You will probably want to work into the stitch and just put single crochets, kind of try to work around 2 loops and distribute them as evenly as possible. So I'm taking 2 loops. So basically 2 single crochets per stitch. Here we have our single crochets. We'll work into the single crochet, and the double crochets you will work 2 single crochets, grabbing the loops. See, this is how cleaner the edge is. Into this one, 1 or 2 loops is enough, since these slits don't carry any weight of the garment. They are you know, not a, let's say, a high traffic part of the garment, but it looks better. And here, eyeball it, do your best. It will not work from the first time perfectly. You might need to undo it, but if it works from the first time, that's perfect. If not, it's not a failure. Keep trying. So here is a comparison side by side. Once it's ironed and blocked, you can see the difference, how it looks like, right? I was right. All right, now we're gonna turn to the other side, and you will put a single crochet here where we joined, and then work your way down, and then I will slip stitch into this base chain and chain 1 and pull a tail, and there we go. And go ahead and do the same for the second slit. All right, so we're done with the slits. Now let's work the neckline. Garment again, turned with the right side towards you. And for the neckline, I want to use the olive color so it kind of goes together with the shoulder panels, and that's the least amount of this color I used for the garment. So I thought it would look good and cohesive if I do green or olive all around the neckline to kind of bring a little more of the color. So back panel up, and you will have to find the middle of the panel and we'll join. All right, what I want to do, and I don't know if it's a little too ambitious, I kind of want to put this design around the neckline, these little bubbles. Let's see if that will work, and if it doesn't, I'll just undo everything and put a row of double crochets. So we will join and chain 3, that counts as a double crochet. All right, so now according to the pattern is skip 1, double crochet into the next, chain 1, and let's put 3 double crochets together around that leg. Skip 1, double crochet into the next, skip 1, double crochet into the next, chain 1, 3 around that leg, and all the way till the shoulder panel. Skip 1, double crochet into the next, skip 1, double crochet into the next. So keep repeating until you come about 3 stitches away from 3-4 stitches away from the shoulder panel. All right, this is how it worked for mine. So we don't want these straight edges. So what we need to do next is yarn over. We have to skip this one, then we need to work into around the leg of the shoulder panel with that double crochet. Perfect. So chain 1, and I will put a bubble around this leg. All right, now double crochet into around the next leg and double crochet. Okay, this is our seam, we can skip it and double crochet around the next leg, so you can see how it's curving. And now we're following with the pattern, chain 1 and bubble around that leg, then double crochet into around the next leg and double crochet around the next leg, and same, chain 1, work around that leg. We're at the front shoulder panel, so double crochet into around the next. Okay, I hope you can see that we're putting the double crochets around the legs of. Okay, so now we need to put a double crochet. So this, we came to the front and this is how it looks like. So this was the last double crochet of the shoulder panel. So now I will put a double crochet into the chain 1 space here, chain 1, and work around that leg. Then double crochet into the next chain 1 space, double crochet into the next chain 1 space, chain 1, 3 around that leg. It kind of works out well since we have chain 1 spaces and double crochet, so we're kind of following the skip 1 part, but you can see how it's working out. So what I'm gonna do is follow all along this edge, and this is what I got for the front. And I put a double crochet into the last chain one space. So now let's work the shoulder panel. So the next double crochet will go around the double crochet, and we'll continue with the same chain one and add these 3, then double crochet into the neck around the next leg, and again double crochet around the next leg, chain 1 and the 3, then go to the next, and here again is the seam, but we'll skip it and work double crochet into the next, chain 1. I mean, it's pretty easy and repetitive. Then double crochet around the next, double crochet around the next, and it brought us to the back panel. But we still have to chain 1 and put the 3 around this leg. Okay, now what we did here, we skipped this one here, so let's do the same. Skip the first one of the back panel and work into the next one. This way everything is symmetrical. Now skip next, work into the next, chain 1, put 3 around it, skip next into the next, and you basically are gonna need to go ahead and work these. And for the back, it kind of worked out perfectly. I would need to skip 1 and work a double crochet into the next, but I will slip stitch into the 3rd chain from the beginning, chain 1 and pull a long tail, and this is how it looks like. I actually like it. I want to add this same design to the sleeves. I'm gonna go try it on and see how it looks like, and we'll decide what I want to do for the sleeves. All right, I tried it on and it actually looks pretty good. To be honest, I don't know why I'm surprised every time something looks good. I've been designing garments for years now, but every time it works out from the first time, it's just huge happiness. So we are gonna put the same shells or bubbles around the sleeves. Garment turned with the right side towards you, and I will use the olive color again. Leave longer tails. It's better to have extra than not enough. Longer tails are easier to work in, and if you need pieces to sew something, you have extra piece. Anyway, let's join in the armpit. So what I'm going to do is I am going to join into the seam. You can kind of see it's right in the middle here. So I'll chain 3. So this is my double crochet right in the middle. Then I will put a double crochet around the leg, chain 1 and put the bubble. So we will be doing whatever we did for the neckline, same exact thing. Then a double crochet around the next leg, then a double crochet around the next leg, chain 1 and add the bubble. It will also bring the sleeves in a little bit. Now they're kind of flare and wobbly. These will gather in together and give it a shape. So double crochet around the next leg. So basically use up these. Actually, you know what? Let's do, since we have a single crochet here, work into the single crochet row like so. So we don't have too big of a gaps. And then a double crochet into the next space or around the leg of the double crochet. Yeah, this is going to be better. Then into the next. Here we have the single crochets, work into them as well. Yeah, this way each row is worked. Chain 1 and a bubble around. I'm so happy it's working out. All right, then double crochet around the next leg, double crochet around the next leg, chain 1 and a bubble. I'm sure they're not called bubbles, it's just faster. Okay, around the next, into the next leg, or around the next leg, or around the post, whatever you want to call it. So into the next, then we have here the single crochet situation, working it. And into the leg, or around the leg, the next one. So this is how it goes. Okay, so this one did not work out perfectly, so I had to double crochet. Technically I would need to double crochet into the next, but I'm thinking I mean, it's already wide enough, so I can slip stitch into the third chain from the beginning, and this is going to be in the armpit anyway, no one will see it. And here we will have 2 double crochets, one next to each other. Pull up a loop and cut out the yarn, and voila, this is the sleeve. I think it looks good. Yep, and do the same for the other one. So I like how this green kind of pulls it all together and makes it look good. I like it. And this is the finished product. Obviously it needs a good bath, needs to be washed and blocked, but yeah. So these are the sleeves, the neck opening, the slits, and the overall garment. And I really hope you enjoyed making it, and you will be inspired to use this stitch for many other garments or projects. Totally up to you. And this was it for today's tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. As usual, I am attaching the screenshots of the stitches for those of you who like to follow diagrams or charts. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell. I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.